low.
Urgently spoken
High.
hello.
Our currency.
Cross cordless phones.
I walk
with you.
like
soul
to soul.
Confidently.
No steps on toes.
No
6,
7
8.
We're natural.
Free, no instructions.
Or manuals intense.
Nervousness.
Multiple.
When we two fuse together, strengthen. Engines rev.
Fast.
Furious.
Foot off the brake.
We're curious. Injurious. Dangers can pose.
Loss of control in the most composed.
Console me now.
All good things eventually come
To great ends match.
well as begun. My desire spirals like a viral strain.
Damaging irreversibly like DNA.
Destiny never aborts, putting forth plain.
I accept you as you are.
Cause that's who I am.
Novelties, freeze times, expiration dates.
Frame portraits for the face, fixed smiles on plates and fractures in china walls.
I'm a knife in your side.
A stainless spoon at your back.
When you uncontrollably cry.
Of flies I seize plenty.
Much more than the birds, what I want.
You got
abundantly.
plenty to serve.
Sensory impressions. Subliminal mark. These are sensory impressions. Subliminal mark. These are.
Maybe it's sublime and maybe it's sublime. Maybe it's a game and maybe you can't win. Pin the tail to the ass, toss a ball into a glass. Make a partner from the mass, find a person in a mask. Alas is oh so close, but you just wanna host. Post to the board, and time assumes a line. Yet loosen up the cord and the quarter drops a dime. 15 minutes to leave the containing cell. 75% of 133.3% of assignments fail. Stalemates, checks, check off reps. Cram style to bone dry, ramparts built. Why I wanna get inside of outpouring sympathies. I wish to be the raindrop, cradled by the leaves. Spring, fall, even panoramic view seems small when you can count all into swift turns. Add one more for a stop and go return. Add one more for a stop and go return. Add one more for a stop and go return.
Sensory impressions. Subliminal mark. These are sensory impressions. Subliminal mark. These are.
Look at me, I'm no one and I'm going nowhere fast. Faster than your past, catching up and exacting wrath. Packing up belongings that I don't exactly have. Living out my longings, bigger task and smaller hands. Looking to a stranger for a sympathetic ear. Telling me to smile with her disinfected cheer. Wired in an inoperable robot, no movement. Worst of all, no batteries included. Stupid. Digging my own grave with a self-provided shovel. Yes, hear my own heart murmur, kill under my own breath. Bodies interlock, forming full energy conduits. Arms which shrinks the tighter you think to squeeze, the tighter you think you be. The slighter air you will see. Sooner than you move to choose a simile for combat. The beat makes contact, silencing all that.
Sensory impressions. Subliminal mark. These are sensory impressions. Subliminal mark. These are sensory impressions. Subliminal mark. sensory impressions, subliminal art, bungle. These are
Oh, what a wondrous thing it would be to have a guitar that could play and could sing by itself. What an absolute joy it would be to have a guitar that could play without me.
If you want, go ahead.
I beg to differ, coincidental inference. Finally, we're fraternizing on a great side of the fence.
Well, I'll be damned. Blueprints up, I hand it to the altar with sawdust and interprets.
Okay.
I beg your pardon.
Look at me, I'm naked, but as soon as you spin, I'm dull and boring again, and your attention slips. Stop mentioning it.
Really?
Your apologetic hazards lather filthy retort before my verbal reflexes and scatter.
Truthful matter.
Palatable to who aren't involved.
Who haven't jointly evolved.
To the effect of the cause, can we eject?
Can we pause?
To reassess the reality with sedentary wheels, fetishizing bandwagoning.
I mean, come on with the come on.
For common concern, I heard your special ed was private, so haven't you unlearned to turn as wise as the clock?
You sound the tip.
And I talk to oppositional entities generating electrical shock.
Digital underground.
AC kilowatt.
What have we here? A dear divided clearing searing books and second looks with a homogenized flame. When in Spain, bullfighting's okay, but in the good old US of A, we got machines to do that, man, so put it away.
I know you're there because you're not here.
What love is,
That's the truth of
you
it.
don't know. What love is,
This
you don't
is
know.
Monday, 4, 7,
What
8.
love
End
is,
of messages. Monday, 4, 10 p.m.
what love is.
You won't believe what I did. I raced to the pool, dropped off a load of kids. Too innocent for twisting a thickening plot where a fan can be a dangerous weapon if we're not absolutely on top of the edible cake. I portion delicate cuts and delegate what to make the sugary icing break on selective dinner plates. Relish its savory taste before the occasion escapes.
Straight jacket, mind the pause. Old men, get your own. I got the street side of hand that just flushes your throne. Full blown academics spitting fire with ignorance to oblivious simpletons, undersized imaginations. Well, look at this shit, so large off the rick. Every time in North Dakota, dickheads sizable with yet I don't see them in the circle. Maybe they just don't feel. You could fuck 1,000 sheep and never know which one was real.
You don't know what love is. What love is. What love is.
What love is.
What love is. What love is. What love is. You don't know.
This is the ink that leaks. Pent civilization eats itself on popular demand, not weak. Scrutiny tightens with blind eyes. Screwball the scans and skipping every other beat, tipping over every seat. One chance to rip seams open. Seems irresponsible, but I'm ripe like lit dynamite. Irrepressible outbursts, confessional. I, me, you, puncturing preparation dots to detach when through. Match do love, skull zero above zero in inferior first on continuity's curve. Chaos, unreserved the 6th, 7th most sense. We love each other's every inch, scrolling under the skin. Existence never augmented, real, authentic, indelible, permanent like a fucking tattoo. Pink ribbons are indeed pretty, loose or undone, tickling bare flesh parallel to you out of the sun. You're my curtain on bright afternoons drawn to shut, and when the downpours come arriving, I'm the mouth you cup.
Well, I'll take a bottle, but better to drink out of a glass. It's something that can last past abstract. And there's only one truth, no matter how many proofs you deduce. Like the fascination of the infinite, it's so omnipotent. I'm so dissonant to your harmony. on a PC, we can never be on the very same plane. I don't like to fly while there's teeth in the sky, and you still wonder why, but hey, I can't complain, cause you can call me JC after the rain. When it's all plain as day, I never know what to say. Touche, and now it's gone with the sway as the days just keep on coming. Terrible assumptions, no things worth the chance. By the light we dance, circumference in the atlas at last free. Dumbfounded, oh how we resounded, how when out of tonic we were actually fine. Line between creation and then a crime, and you just so damn stuck in time. That's the key, hitting button number 3 while it's up against your will. Well, I'll call it. Well, I'll call it better than an optic fiber cable. Major savior, it feels so good being misunderstood. At attention, waiting on your question. Oh, I'm the answer. Please do continue by the light. That's right. Are you sure? Well, find out when the time is right. Are you sure this time? Sure as pain, heartaches and stains. Well, I guess I'm game. Guess what? Oh, nothing. You say something. Guess what? Oh, nothing. I heard you say something. Guess what? I thought I heard you say something. Guess what? I heard you say something. Guess what? I heard you say something.
About heaven, silly synthetic pillows of this feather of chantilly. Are we fit to a tangibly touch tight? Our galaxies in contact many a night. Swipe metallic strips, free credit accrued, but I have nothing to redeem of a priceless you. Intrusions are a number growing steadily still as you live out your infatuation as freak as you will. It kills me on the end without a million, without donations to fit everywhere I am. Slice of what desertion, I'm overexerting my vehicle merging your congested lanes. Games are complex,
like invisible text.
I feel the pentagram effect
when my angel ejects.
So I'm set on sensuousness, depravity.
It must take your delicate neck to look at me. Well, haze for the barn, and I'm so far gone, I might as well sing along because she doesn't know my name. I'm game tight as she resonates the night right along the speaker, sneaker, pick a look and glance. It's a chance in hell for a dance, mademoiselle. Shall we write this off as another piece of release? That's the dust on the beat, that's the sound of a beat. I ask myself, am I weak because we never even speak?
There's so much water.
You don't know.
There's so much water.
You don't know.
I don't waste ink, nigga. I think I drop megaton bombs more faster than you blink. Cause
What remains of photographic stills from the steel stolen moments from our interwoven lives from emotion. Please stay right there, hold the pose as captives. We shoot looks to freeze the cold. You hold me to the mold I made without the bravery, becoming a free love, but not because of slavery. Chains corrode besides, hands are two holes, lies projected to show for those who desperate to know the role reversal of romantics, requiring relief. If that's the reason you seek, why I'm reluctant to speak. Burial holes onto mandatory 6 below. Some tote them on the person in replacement of soul. You don't know them from the cursives, illegible stroke, but they cope underdeveloped and overexposed style. Used to feel safe, assuming you knew, looking long at me and you urging our image to move. I got clues now, too late in review. You've taken shape and I grew to learn to shape the mistakes and dust the slate. I'm tardy to the party, confused by the confetti of recognizable penmanship askew. Daisies push their faces to suffocated skies, never parting the horizons for the root to the pie. And oh, my mane is mainly black, like a raping in the act of a sleeper attack. And it's darker these days despite psychic pollution clouding our fragile solutions with bacterial ruin. What remains of photographs still stolen moments from our interwoven lives from emotion.
It took two to capture that I am aging, yet I can't see you inside my framing. Something's missing while I'm remaining lost in another box with stacks of fading. I am printed, tinted a shade high. Can you remind me why I lie and try to hide the truth from the live square space? I reminisce with sediment while burning all the evidence. Let's pretend these postcards from the edge are backdropped with scenes from Never Never Land. Kids, good now we twisted and skewed the view, and I can recall us the way that I want to. Perfect stance, form, grace, and change leads as we waltz through the day-to-day with the greatest of ease. How you were simple to please, and I would always be at attention when you speak. Spoken, but the reality is that of some broken, bitter, jaded pieces that can't fit together. Hence the open wound when we swooned other way. You know there's something left to say if you just took the time to read the photo by the ashtray. Look this way, she said the camera doesn't lie like you and I. While talking through disguise, I find all the remnants, locked them in a box, sealed tight from the light, yet they glowed all the same.
Experts take their clinical stabs to discuss love, sex. It takes no educated guess to really observe both as complex, dissecting delicate issues. I invite all to totally delve, cut and sever the sticky strings that keep our swollen hearts in peril. Destiny is a monster, the mirror reveals an imposter. The silence plays out like an opera, we read upon Deepak Chopra. It's all I know, the grief, to behold what some never do seek, to arrive at a premature peak that we barely imagined in dreams. I mentioned it multiple times, when star-crossed lovers collide. Two lives I've no room to provide, great love with the legroom to thrive. We cultivate patience, grapple with anguish, take advantage and open to acts. It's more of the power, don't sour the soul. Proper love fills open hearts with gold.
Our hearts are two lilies in conversation. You lit up my heavenly skies with your star, moon, sun. Our hearts are two lilies in conversation. You lit up my heavenly skies with your star, moon, sun. Plated chest heaves out exhaustion, tainted love spray, coated with devotion to a slow suffocation. The taste of your distance pours out of my lung and comes a breath so dissonant. Every step thoughtlessly in sync, I sink shallow into the page of your sweetheart parade, languished in eternity of every waking moment. Our gazes betwixt on the axis of docile fragments, and trembles in its absence. I'm indecent before you, hoping not to bore you with a pose gone awry. A dry tear hangs lonely in the sky while I'm a beast in disguise, writhing inside the tide. Tide goes low. Again I heave under the bow, bow breaks. Seems I made a mistake. Gone before you wake. Identity due to mistaken, she dented me.
The color of my love is
The
gold.
color of my love is gold.
Goes the heart.
Gold goes the heart when it's falling apart, and I'm dying to save every drop.
The color of my love is
The
gold.
color of my love is gold.
Goes the heart.
Gold goes the heart, but it's falling apart, and I'm dying to save every drop.
Encounter promenade, each ounce that I'm at odds against gravity's laws. Suspended, I'm a rod without a toe on the floor, and tote heavy bags with the smile floating from door to door. Sore legs, I think not, your knees locked so stiff. How can we skip around the bush when you're so stiff in the hip? Do for a brush at the lips, the shoving end with a trip. Duality will do a sin if we die before dip. I dance in circular summer finale, cha-cha-cha. Uprooting stubborn anchors, dragging off and la-la-la. Land healer, surface happiness, first your pick. During the interim, I'm scaling up walls that could tip. Precarious, I know, gregarious. I glow from an internal source, I've shown you alone. It's a vote, I cast it in a bottle, blindfolded off high cliffs. A vertical expression of my horizontal wish. La 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 la. And love all ends after you then.
No time for looking back, there was no other way. I choose to push on through between the pleasure and pain. We're all covered in things completely lost in the range. I don't know shit except the things that I miss. And can you riddle me this, or do we just keep walking? I'll be there in a few. After time to chill as often as I'm often caught aloft in autumn flights of fancy, thinking on the table. Then my legs become unstable. Just another man, 5 fingers to a hand. Too heavy to understand one heart's infinite plans. Don't we try so hard on things that just happen and let those go that truly deserve our action? Trying to find a middle ground, yet we're bound to the box, and trying to save each other's lives by sacrificing a lot more than we should. Could it be that this love is a rut? I mean, something's not right if we can't even touch upon the simple data tasks or the small upon backs, which lie side by side as destiny's wide. An end of an affair when all I do is stare and waste there. The case down 3 flights and haste. It seems such a waste to cast us aside, but I try to play the role when the mask no longer hides the fact that souls roll in tumultuous seas. I would say goodbye, say the good would be a lie, and it doesn't sit right while embracing the wind. I walk where I must as the ending begins, and I walk where I must as the ending begins. Walk where I must as the ending begins.
what life's like through many blinds, partial views and tinted low rides. Is what life's like, sliced served cold hot in boiling pots of tea poured over laps. We bond and cruise, flee in packs, can't reach to scratch our own bare backs. That's animal nature, suppose they're right. Scapegoating our sinking boats in flight or fight. I'm chewable dynamite for 25 cents in a time machine model thing that doesn't dispense. Since a quarter of them like a quarter worth white, I feed the quarter the mic to make quotable hype. What life's like through many blinds, partial views and tinted low rides. Is what love's like, tied, bonded, gagged, self-inflicted enjoyment worth stabs. Magic mark planks, throw up your brick banks, fill in your outspill, sign alias, give thanks. Cause environment shapes the ape no matter how we fall. Then we swing along grids enclosed by brick walls.
Walls, your door, open to the floor, ceiling and pour the contents of torrential downfall off your high horse henchman listed tense, then blow it out again. Release my steam on a pseudo submarine. Anything is anything, that's the way it seems. Well, I've got a stitch made of grade A resent, 2 parts nonsense and a dash of dissent. So consider it fixated on the absence, meaning of the chances. Survey is just a glance. Can I have this dance from rise to fall? Why, of course you can, just not past the hall. While I grapple with concepts to build subtle proficiency, corner shooter walls is the only possibility. Simply put down the placement side adjacent to a put down that preceded perfect motion maintenance. My likeness is proof to feature opposite contortion. You're stress enough to prove shows the wounds of my abortion. In proportion we all fall short of perfect space. The erection of the planes held in broken state of grace. So we escape pods to exhume the strewn balloons, exponentially cocoon all the music in the dining room. Breathe that aromatic scent, all the pieces trapped in corner just to analyze the negative of open gaping wide lie on the LIE minus that. When there's a box full of me, shelter
Embarquement immédiat, porte numéro 37. Départ à destination de New York et Houston. Vol Air France 007.
Unspoken claims of truths thrown in harm's way. Don't like the way you move. I'm going my own way, breaking your own 2 shoes along the dark walkways of frustration. I'm leaving. I laughed so damn hard that encased my ribcage, and it gave my canary a glimpse of the great rainbow ray upside down. Translates literally to no way in hell's flame will I stay in my cage. I am clay, absentee of fingers that manipulate when they fold and they hold to mold me. I'm sculpting their skin for the scabs I collect them to have when frosted flakes go bad. In sour milk I weave silk, but it breaks and I break on occasion. Dancing alone, winds overstepping on toes and causing abrasions. Oh, that abrasive hurt.
Well, the pain don't last as I close the last of my door jams from the crack of access wide and either side. Stars aboard, Commodores and I still finger wounds and long for the tunes of a smoothed out square dance partners loom like no possibility of repetition. When it seemed as I was wrong, I had to check my new position. Footprints missing as I landed on virgin snow and hold the code to myself and leave the bottles of dust on the shelf. Call me selfish cause I'm not using you, just take no give. I'm over that pull, have to be just in order to live. This piece is very precious but bounds precarious where they left it So I took it upon myself to find the two of us went exit, and now I dock on the block, square one, makeshift flagship, while sending out cannots to those less buoyant in their teardrops. Don't think that you could even find your way back to the top of it. I don't know how you got here in the first, but I must disperse and leave the whole scenario open to the unfolding of something new that you're probably not into. It's just another angle for me to toss off my line. Both time just ticks and I don't slip into its irrelevance. I find keystones inside of my compartment, capitalize, and I capped it all off with the look in your eyes for the last time.
In my bad ear, let it exit out for good. It's understood so rarely often in this stretch of street.
Drooling all the while, languid, sterile, sick. I cling to ceilings, waiting for an overpass, undermined by intrusive clicks.
But the clicks are far and wide between this ocean that divides. Although we're clinging to the sides, can't see what approaches from behind.
I don't anymore drop names, I pick them up and hide my victim's teeth on the beachhead, washing upon the shores of hopeful coincidence reach.
I'ma sneak beyond the breach again, beneath your shellfish greetings send from a fate so near we can't steer clear. Appearances are mirrored here.
To there and back, better pack a snack, cause these portraits take some time, and mine are only coming once, two, twice, hard to find that shelved episode of a pantomime.
Committed to this sanctuary, we sanctify torn morsels.
Porcelain dolls and parcels, and all Ronald Reagan's apostle.
Colossal,
Hostile,
small,
stalls.
my fear to fall into a sprawl.
Just to tear down brand new wall.
Brick by,
Brick by,
brick by,
brick.
neutral status endangered when you say something sick.
I happen to be a sight for all sorts of sordid hosts. We walk around in circles, coaxing liquid out our throats. plus degrees. Open at the seams so easy. Really and truly is whatever you have to give. Love is who you is or are. It stars part ways and all bangs fade. Big or small, we fall. And some days winter even inhabits the whole of bells told cold and cold. Lied and lulled in the palm laden Ave. I knew the end was nigh, yet she finally sighed. Out went control and then left a whole lot of space.
Riding bicycles on the hillside, desolate. My hands are full, plus there's nobody else to wrestle with. I don't play it straight, so you can't mistake me. Meandering daily on two-handed down 18-inch bicycle wheels. Watch out, I'm tour de force, horsepower two-legged Porsche. Chaos you could never thwart among all these metrosexuals. Trafficking stress for instant gratification and more's for less. My feet are my jets, I'm streaming these testimonies fully correct. Over revolving diskettes, the chamber barrel ejects destructive bites of metallic delights. Dictating early goodnights, are pulsing bright on the mic, are redistributing light daily while walking this life. Sparing no squabble room, tired to reign supreme over wives and intervene as you might. I say to recognize this, our bicycle built for two spills, ink blots, lakes, whip smart. Our spoken herds are rumored strange and such. Against the grain I touch, open the brain that's shut.